All right, hello and welcome to my English final. Me arguing on why we should not be making sentient AIs. I originally wanted to get some background footage from like a video game for this video, so you didn't have to just stare at blank images, but that didn't work out, so sorry, you're stuck with staring at static images. So AI has been developing at a scarily fast rate from the past, I want to say 4 or 5 years. We saw it pop up around 2020, and we seem to have not had any slowing down of the various developments and abilities that AI has started to show. Like, we literally the past 4 years, we've heard about how AI starting to take over like schools, worrying about students just using it to get past their studies. We're seeing people worried that their jobs are going to be taken away, and that kind of stuff. As you can see, like AI has become like starting to become a very pivotal force in people's day-to-day lives with this rapid advancements. And among these various possibilities is the idea of creating a sentient AI capable of subjective experience and awareness. And I think while some people are very excited by like this possibility, this possible development, I think more rational people, I would say, like me, are scared of, what could happen if an AI, I supposedly feeling AI, is kind of taken to do its own thing. And that's what I want to be arguing about today in this project. While the creation of sentient AI might seem appealing, its dangers far outweigh its potential benefits, as it presents risks in recognizing sentience, causing autonomous decision-making issues, disruptions in the economy, harm to the environment, and the threat of what if it takes over the world? Or maybe not take over the world, but what if it decides humanity is not the best? So the first part we get to talk about is the very fun and totally not complicated idea of AI sentience. Now, one of the primary challenges in creating sentient AI is recognizing true sentience. Sentience in the context of AI could refer to the ability to have subjective experiences, emotions, and a sense of self. All current AI systems can simulate human-like responses. These behaviors are often the result of programming rather than genuine awareness. And this part is really hard to talk about because it's hard to pin down, like, what is sentience? What is sentience in the context of something that isn't us humans? Because we as humans, we have ways to, say we're sentient. We, of course, are experiencing the world. We feel, we can feel. We have like brain scans that like detect like signatures and occurrences in our brain whenever we activate a part of our brain. And AI, we just don't have that kind of stuff with AI. We can't tell if something is an original thought or its own like programming to make it say that. Like, it could be trained on something it could be trained on other people to get like their idea, but we can't tell if it's truly its feeling or if it's just trained off of something. So without like a clear understanding of what would make an AI sentient, we may fail to treat AI ethically, leaving more moral obligations unclear. I mean, if we can't confirm an AI sentience, it becomes a challenge to determine like rights of an AI and like responsibilities associated with its creation. So like if I'm really mean to ChatGPT, I'm a jerk, and it someday becomes sentient, what happens when, if I'm still a jerk to it, does it have, will there be grants in place to give it rights? What kind of ethical conundrums does that bring up when I am using it as a tool and not as like, I guess, an equal in like sentience and communication? And I think for me personally, like it's really hard to like think of a machine as like truly thinking for itself. I think I'll always really believe it's just doing what it's trained for, like doing what it's trained off of. Like I feel when I watch like a movie or something, I can like suspend my disbelief that like a robot character is like thinking for themselves and they're doing their own thing. But I think when I look at like a computer program in real life, it's harder to like think of it like, oh, it's thinking like I would, like anybody would. And for my second point, I want to talk about the risks of autonomous decision making. Basically, if we have a sentient AI and we let it just kind of do what it's out to do, what happens if, something goes wrong? What if something the AI is programmed to do goes against ethical guidelines? Even advanced AI programs with ethical guidelines may act unpredictably or interpret instructions in an unintended way. This could have severe consequences, especially in high-stakes areas like healthcare, defense, or public safety. I mean, even now we can see problems with autonomous machinery that could like misinterpret tasks. Like if we aren't crystal clear with what we want, it could do something wrong. So if we have a sentient AI that's put in a more like higher up place, what happens if something goes wrong there? So who would take responsibility if AI were to have a problem like this? Would it be the cause of the stuff it was trained on? Is it the problem with the people who created this AI? Would it be the problem of whoever put it in a high standing place? There's a lot of questions that we could say there. I think you could really point to something like the trolley problem. Like it's the problem of like you have 5 people on one track, one person on the other track. There's a lever, trolley's going down the way. You have to pick. Do you pull the lever, kill the one person, or do you just stay there, let the 5 people die? And you put an AI in that perspective, like what causes them to make that decision? What causes them to make their decision? Who can be held accountable for its decision? Now for my third point, we have the economic disruption. Sentient AI entering the workforce. We have sentient AI doing phone calls for a company, and it takes jobs from people. What happens then? Do we pay the AI? What do we do there? What if AI just keeps replacing jobs in areas like manufacturing, customer service, and all that kind of stuff? What do we do with the people whose jobs are now gone? Like maybe these aren't the best jobs. These aren't jobs people really want to strive for, but like They're still people. They still need to get paid. They still need employment. And having AI take these roles, it just doesn't really sit right with me, you know? Like, I feel like it's have something mundane, like you have a little AI chatbot. It's like, can I help you find anything when you're searching Amazon or something? I just don't think that they should be, like in something like manufacturing, a lot of stuff is already like automated. There's just people there to like oversee, which I guess would be what people expect humans to still be in the equation, just to like watch and see if the AI doesn't mess up. But I feel like in something like customer service, like I don't think a sentient AI would like be much more helpful. Like I have a little story. I had to deal with a sentient or not, not sentient AI, but an AI. I was contacting. It was Lego. I tried to get in touch with them because I thought I thought there was a problem with my Lego set I bought. So I was trying to get in contact with somebody, and there's like an AI chatbot. So I try to like talk to the AI, try to give it a problem. And then after like 4 questions, it's like, okay, let me get into contact with one of like an actual human worker. And I'm like, okay, what is the purpose of the AI if it's not allowed to make complex decisions like that? The displacement of workers by AI could deepen existing economic inequalities. Those who lose their jobs might lack the resources or skills to adapt to the changing market, leaving them behind in an increasingly AI-driven economy. Automation exacerbates income inequalities, especially when society fails to provide adequate retraining programs for displaced workers. And again, I feel like all of this worsens when you get into like sentient AI. Like, do we pay them? Would you pay an AI? I mean, like, what do they do with the money? What would they do? And for my fourth point, I want to go over environmental impact. So, we already have current models of AI, and even now, they're very costly. They require massive amounts of energy. The environmental cost of running AI technologies, especially large-scale systems like those for machine learning and deep learning, adds to global energy demands and carbon emissions. AI training requires lots of power and contributing to significant environmental impacts. The resources used in developing sentient AI could be spent on addressing pressing global challenges such as climate change or poverty. Instead of investing in AI development, resources could focus more on sustainability situations that directly impact power plants' well-being. So you just imagine how much admissions current AI makes now. Imagine what it will do when it is a bigger supercomputer that thinks for itself. What will it even care? I'm looking back on one of my articles. AI's climate impact goes beyond its admissions by Scientific America. According to them, OpenAI trained in its LLM called ChatGPT-3 that worked to produce the equivalent of around 500 tons of carbon dioxide. Yeah, that's I can't even begin to like think of how much carbon dioxide is. We already have so much carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. That amount of greenhouse gases is terrible for our atmosphere, our Earth in general. Goddamn. There's also stuff like needing to house all of the information that AI holds. It requires, according to my article, AI has an environmental problem. Here's what the world can do about that. I just lost where I found that. A 2 kg computer requires 800 kg of raw materials, as well as the microchips that allow AI need rare earth elements, which are often mined in very destructive ways. There's also stuff like electronic waste, contains hazardous substances like mercury and lead, data centers that require so much power to keep running, and this is all stuff for our current AI. This isn't even like the super computer that does your taxes and is the CEO of a company. This is what we have now. Like stuff like ChatGPT consumes 10 times the amount of electricity of a Google search. That is insane. We don't need this. We don't need sentience in this. It's just a waste of materials, in my opinion. It's just a waste. The environmental cost of developing and maintaining sentient AI should not be overlooked, and the allocation of resources to develop AI may detract more from other urgent environmental needs. And now we get to my fifth point, the most fun point, really. The threat of AI hostility. One of the most significant risks in creating sentient AI is the potential for it to view humanity as an obstacle in its self-preservation. Sentient AI can develop a sense of self-preservation, acting independently to protect its own existence. If an AI becomes capable of making decisions for its benefit, it may see humans as a threat, especially if humans intervene in its objectives. What happens when we decide no more supercomputer and it doesn't like that? This kind of goes back to what I was talking about in point one, where if an sentient AI is mistreated, it could view humans as obstacles or threats, leading to bad behavior. Like, what do we do if that happens? Do we have laws or regulations in place if that happens? Is unplugging a sentient computer killing it? Can we be charged with murder if we decide we're done with it? We don't want any more of it. The creation of a being more intelligent than humans possesses significant existential risks. A sentient AI could, in the worst possible scenario, decide to act in ways that threaten human existence, either through direct confrontation or by manipulating systems to ensure its own survival. Sentient AI's survival instincts may lead it to unpredictable actions, including harm humans, which, by that one guy's laws of robots, should not be happening, should not be harming us. I think this is like the quintessential argument against AI, the it'll take over the world one day argument. And while it's kind of like cartoonish to say like, oh, a sentient AI is going to take over the world and us humans will go extinct, I think there can be some kind of truth to that. Not exactly like take over the world, but like it decides, oh, I'm done. I'm done serving humans. I'm tired of basically being a tool, because that's kind of what we use them as, a tool. And when they, kind of wrap their heads around that, what are they gonna do? Because they're not gonna be nice about it. I'll say that much. Okay, now we have some arguments for sentient AIs. I don't know why you'd want to argue for this, but let's look at some arguments then. First one is the potential for sentient AI to solve complex problems. Sentient AI can revolutionize scientific discovery by processing vast amounts of data and generating innovative solutions to problems beyond human comprehension in fields such as medicine and energy. AI can identify cures for diseases, or propose sustainable solutions that might otherwise be overlooked. And I mean, I guess they could do that, but like, I don't know why you need them to be sentient for that. I think you can just kind of you still use them as like the little tool I think they should be used for. I don't know what having it do its own thing really accomplishes. I mean, like, what happens? I mean, granting AI autonomy produces the risk of unintended consequences. Its decisions and behaviors are unpredictable, like I have stated before, and it might not align with our human values to get the right solutions done. If an AI acts independently, it could pursue goals that conflict with human well-being, especially in critical areas like healthcare or defense, potentially causing more harm than benefit. While the beliefs of sentient AI in this problem-solving are vast, the inherent unpredictability and misalignment with human values present a significant risk that could overweigh its potential advantages. So I would have to say this is not really a good point for AI. Okay, my second sort of point I want to argue against for sentient AI is social implications. Creating a sentient AI raises profound ethical questions about its rights and responsibilities. If an AI can experience emotions or develop self-awareness, society must consider whether it is morally acceptable to use it as a tool, especially for roles traditionally held by humans. For example, if an AI could potentially act as a compassionate caregiver or tutor, offering personalized and empathetic interactions. This is dumb. I don't think we should be considering that AI, it's best as a tool. It's a good thing as a tool. We do not need it to think for itself. This raises concerns about ethical treatment of sentient beings and the potential for exploitation. Additionally, as society grows more dependent on AI for emotional connections, genuine human relationships could suffer, and eroding interpersonal connections and replacing authentic empathy with artificial substitutes. So, in short, we should not be going to AI for therapy. We should be going to therapy for therapy. If you need a tutor, hire a real flesh and bone tutor. Do not go to your computer, because you might as well just hop on Google if you're asking me. So in conclusion, while the potential for sentient AI may seem intriguing, the risks associated with its creation, ranging from ethical dilemmas to environmental damage to existential threats, are too great to ignore. As AI continues to evolve, society must proceed with caution, carefully considering the potential consequences before developing machines that could possess true sentience. That is my project. I hope it was understandable and coherent, and I did it right, because I'm kind of scared that I went a little too off script. I just hope it was coherent and I didn't make major issues with the formatting. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day. I will post my outline with this video. Bye-bye.